Into you, and welcome to Steve Watkins.
Thanks so much, Ralph. It's good to be back.
100 days, you said you're loving this job.
Oh, it's a dream come true. It's a chance for me to really advocate for Kansans every day. And you know, the best thing about it is that I'm actually able to come home all the time. I've flown into KCI more in the last 100 days than probably my whole life combined.
About it, yeah. You're 1 week into your congressional recess and about another week to go. I want to start with the Mueller report, Steve. And how did you get your copy? We heard congressional members got it on a CD-ROM. Was it all at once? And,
yes.
Did you get a printed copy, or how much of the Mueller report have you read?
Well, we've gone through all of it. Now, the important takeaway is it alleges no criminal guilt, but also the real important thing here is that Kansans are not very focused on it. What we're getting are still issues about jobs in the economy, the border, healthcare costs. And so even in the midst of the Mueller report being all over the national news, Kansans are worried about Kansans, and that's my worry too.
Right. Back to that, though, did you read it on a CD-ROM?
Yes.
Right as soon as you got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've always been curious as a reporter, Steve Watkins, is it starting to tamp down all the talk of impeachment, or has it been accelerating talk? Do they want to investigate further, or do you believe that a lot of the investigation's already been done? Well,
2 years of investigations have been done, $25 million, and some 500 people interviewed, and 12 of Mueller's investigators were Democrat lawyers. And so I think the investigations has run its course. Now, only 39% of Americans are interested in having this investigation furthered. And so what we're seeing in the Democratic Party now is them deciding their way ahead. That alone should tell us it's time to move on.
You'd like to see Congress move on. Do Kansans agree with you? Are they telling we want to move on to some of the issues?
Absolutely. I talk with Kansans every day. Nobody's hung up on this. They're ready to get back to issues that matter to them most.
100 days, and Sharice Davids from the Kansas City area in the District 3. She was elected, and I was intrigued to see there have been some reports, and good for her. She has got a mentor. She has really got a tight bond with Missouri Congressman Emanuel Cleaver, longtime member of Congress. They're appearing today at an event in the Quindaro town site in Kansas City. Who's your mentor? Have you already latched onto somebody that is sort of bringing you along after your first 100 days?
Yes, I've actually had the chance to meet with and really look up to Pat Roberts. He really is a leader in this, not only in Kansas politics, but in this country. He's a great man, and frankly, a Marine, and he makes fun of me because I was in the Army. You know, jarheads like him don't have much of a filter, but, you know, they have even less of one at this point in his career. So he's very frank and honest with me, and I really appreciate that.
What's the best piece of advice that Pat Roberts has given to you?
Be a selfless servant, and it's in that spirit that we served and in the military, and we need to do the same as civil servants in Washington.
Now, Sharice Davids, do you see her very often? Do you sit together?
Absolutely. Sharice is my friend. We're particularly close in the areas of hopefully a bipartisan infrastructure bill. That's something that she focuses on in committee, and as an engineer, I can certainly get behind. So yeah, I hope we work together even more.
Yeah. Now, her mentor, being Emanuel Cleaver, the Reverend and longtime congressman and Kansas City political leader, at least he's in the House. Your guy is over in the Senate. Do you get to call Pat Roberts? Do you get to go over and see him and say, Pat, I need to ask you about this?
Oh, absolutely. I get to go see him. I'd also point out that one of my, I don't know if I can call him a mentor, but one guy I really look up to is Mike Pompeo. And what an incredible Kansan who's out in this world making it a better place.
Both former Kansas congressional members.
And West Point cadet.
Good for he is awesome. In Harvard Law School, all that sort of thing.
Well, he and I both went to Harvard too. But
well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. I know you want to mention of talking about issues that affect Kansans. We're intrigued to know more about the ECORA, the credit opportunities for rural America. What's in that bill?
Absolutely. Well, what it does is a bill that I'm introducing, and usually I got to tell you, Ralph, usually when you're on the floor advocating for Kansans, you have to inform and rally support around your ideas. In this case, other members of Congress are coming to me saying, "Have heard about this ECORA, Steve. What's your bill about?" Well, what it does is it makes lending in rural communities easier and cheaper. And so the lendee, the person or family looking to expand their agriculture practice or buy a home in rural America can do that easier and cheaper. It's going to help spur economic growth in rural communities.
Okay. When would you like to come back again? When's your next recess? You can spend about 5 more minutes.
Would maybe a month or so. I'd love to come back anytime, Ralph. I appreciate it.
Good to have you here. Representative Steve Watkins,
Thank you, sir.
District 2 Congressman, and 100 days, and on he goes.